Woman, Jesus replied, believe me, a time is coming when you will worship the Father, neither on this mountain nor in Jerusalem. You Samaritans worship what you do not know. We worship what we do know. For salvation is from the Jews. Yet a time is coming, and has now come, when the true worshippers will worship the Father in the Spirit and in truth. For they are the kind of worshippers the Father seeks. God is Spirit, and his worshippers must worship him in spirit and in truth. Okay, guys, so we are concluding. So here, guys, as I was speaking to this person and was saying that statement and hearing, gospel singers saying, I'm going to my mom when I get to heaven, I'm going to my father, I'm going to my brother, I'm going to my cousin, to them it's like, I'm going to be with the people that I know. I'm going to be with the people that I love. I'm going to be living with the people who know and love me back. You understand? Because people, guys, let me be frank with you. People are not close. There is no close relationship between people and Daddy or Jesus. Guys, it's not there. And how would I know? Guys, when you listen to the things people say, it's like to them, God is just an object. Jesus is just an object because there is no relationship there. And guys, when you don't obey them, that speaks volume. That speaks volumes, guys. Guys, you look at Jesus, that guy gives up his life. He comes down here, he's born, he lives like a teenager. He doesn't do what teenagers are doing. He lives as an elder. He doesn't do what elders are doing, planning for their lives, getting married, having children, and everything. No, that guy is only interested in what Daddy wants. Why? Jesus loved Daddy so much. Why? He was dealing with his father. That's the problem. Jesus was dealing with his father. So for him, it's like, I'm going to give up my life for my father. I'm going to do this for my father. Even if they hate me on earth, I'm doing it for my father because I love my father. And when you listen to Jesus, he says, Father, the love you gave me before the creation of the world, the love you give me, you understand? Because of the love. Guys, I know that love. Guys, the love that drives one crazy. It drove me crazy. So with Jesus, to him, it's like, I'll give up money. I'll give up these material things. I'll give up planning A, B, C, and D here because I want to make sure that my father is happy. I'm thinking about him. Guys, when you love him that much, why? There's a bond. There's a bond between Jesus and Daddy. And Jesus is not just obeying or fearing Daddy because it's like, oh, well, I'm going to hell. While that is there because it's actually a consequence. You understand? It's a consequence of disobeying him. But Jesus is obeying him because he loves him. In fact, in one of the chapters in the Gospel of John, he says, I do everything he says because I love him. Guys, the love, the way Jesus treated Daddy, it was because of the love. You are continuing with sex outside marriage after knowing the truth. There's no love. You don't know him. He doesn't know you. Guys. Guys. You're continuing loving money. You don't care what he says. Because to you, it's like, what will people say? People will laugh at me. Yeah, you care about people because it's not your father. You don't care about him. You don't care about him. He's not your father. Do I expect you to care about people? Yes. Why? He's not your father. You care about getting the things of the world and be called a blessed story. Flashy cars, upmarket places. Why? If you don't, people will laugh at you. People will laugh at you. Do I expect you to obey him? No, he's not your father. Why would you obey him when he's not your father? Guys. Guys, when I speak like this, people think that I'm speaking rough. I'm not being rough. I'm just being frank. Guys, sometimes you have to cut a crap. Sometimes, and I often cut a crap. Because when you deal with human beings, you need to cut the crap, because human beings like to pretend. Filling churches there, raising their hands, claiming to be worshiping him. The moment they get out of those churches, they continue with sex outside marriage. They continue loving money, continue loving the things of the world, continue doing their own will. Guys, why? Why would you worship someone? Why will you care for someone who's not your father? Why will you obey someone who's not your father? Jesus obeyed him because he was thinking about his father. Jesus, guys, was obeying him because he was thinking about his father. I don't know, guys, if that's what I'm trying to say. You look at the disciples, they're ready to die with him. Thomas says, let us go and die with him. You understand? Peter says, I am ready to die with him. Even though at that time they were not ready because they were not strong enough. They were not bold. They were not courageous. The Holy Spirit had not been poured on them because Jesus had not been to the cross yet. You understand? But in their minds, the bond, guys, Jesus, Peter says, we have left everything to follow you. You understand? They left everything to follow. You can't even give up chocolate. Because why? You are worshiping an object. You are worshiping an object. And Jesus here is speaking to this lady at the well. He says he's worshiping. Daddy is actually looking for worshippers who will worship him in spirit and in truth. Meaning people who will feel for him. There is a feeling. Guys, there is a feeling. When you've got a feeling for your child, when you've got a feeling for your parents, when you've got a feeling for your friends, when you've got a feeling for your spouse, there are feelings there. The feeling is strong. The feeling is apparent, and you can't shake it. Why? It's a feeling. Jesus had a feeling. Jesus had a feeling. You understand? Was thinking about his father. Guys, I know. When I listen to the Gospels, because guys, I love the Gospels, because when I started, being acquainted with the Gospels, I was like, damn this man. I was so taken by him because of the love he was having for Daddy. You understand? And I'm like, damn, for the first time, I'm finding someone who loves Daddy like I do. But is it true that Jesus is the only one who loves Daddy like I do? No. I'm pretty sure there's someone out there I just never met. I'm pretty sure there's someone out there I never met. Guys, for me, I remember there was a time where I was just asking Daddy for a friend. Guys, people ask Daddy for many things. I was asking for a friend. And the strange part is that I'm a very friendly person. For me, it's so easy to make friends, because I'm goofy by nature, I'm friendly, you understand, I'm jocular, so it's easy for me to make friends. So after dealing with Daddy and Jesus, I stopped, to be around human beings because I know I will always make a friend. I'll always make a friend, and Daddy will say, this one is not obeying me. This one is not obeying me. So it became like a chore for me. It's like, what's the point of befriending this person, loving them so much? Because I love. When I have a friend, I love. So loving them so much only to find later that I'll have to stay away because this person doesn't obey Daddy. So to me, it was like, useless now, let me stay away. Let me run away, because if I stay longer, I'll come back with a friend. But at the end of the day, because I'll always choose my Daddy, I'll have to get rid of that friend. Guys, it's difficult when you have to dissociate. Guys, it's difficult because I love people. It's difficult. You know what I mean? So I was asking guys for a friend who loves Daddy, a friend who obeys Daddy. There came a time where I stopped asking. Guys, there came a time where I stopped asking because it's like the more I ask, the more I don't get. The more I ask, guys, that's all I was asking for. That's all I was asking for. A friend who loves Daddy. A friend who cares about Daddy. A friend who obeys Daddy. Do you know what I would get when people get closer to me? I'll find out people are telling me about their plans. Guys, your plans at the expense of doing his will. What about him? Guys, after Adam killed us, Daddy did not go to Mars and say, Jesus, I'm going to get children from Mars. He said, go back down there to planet Earth. I need my sheep back. Guys, he never gave us up. That's one thing I sit and I think, and I'm like, Daddy, you suffered so much. I don't want Daddy to suffer anymore, guys. He suffered so much thinking about us. He lost kids. It wasn't his fault. It wasn't his fault, guys. It wasn't your fault or my fault either. It was Adam's siding with his father, Satan. You understand? But there were sheep who were there in Adam's loins, and Daddy wanted them, and he worked so hard. Jesus got down there, pins going through Jesus's hands and feet. And he says, Eli, Eli, lama sabachthani. He felt as if Daddy had abandoned him. He felt as if Daddy did not care about him. Yet Daddy was having mixed emotions when Jesus was there on the cross, because Daddy was like, I want back my kids. I understand, my son, I love you very much, but without you, Nini will not come back. Nini will love me so much. She won't be able to come back if you don't go through this pain. Guys, I don't know if you understand. If you love Daddy like I do, Daddy looked at you and said, so-and-so, Samantha, so-and-so, Mandy, so-and-so, Steve, you know what I mean? Will love me so much. Kelvin will love me so much. You understand? And Daddy was thinking about such. Say, my sheep will come back. They will love me so much. Without you going to the cross and going through this pain, I cannot get back my children, because I want them to be normal with me. I want the feeling to be there, because wolves, they care about how people think of them. Wolves care about what they think they are getting from him. Wolves don't care about Daddy. But his sheep, they care about him. His sheep would rather die. His sheep would rather be persecuted. You understand? Peter needed Jesus. Peter needed Daddy. James, John, Paul, they needed him. But without Jesus' blood. Guys, I don't know if you understand. So I sit and I think about my Daddy. And I'm like, Daddy, you've suffered enough. Enough is enough. Enough is enough. I don't want you to suffer anymore. You know what I mean? Why? The love. He's given me so much love. That man, guys, started dealing with me at age 14, rebuking me. Don't do this. Even though I lacked understanding, and he kept forgiving me because I didn't understand. At age 25, guys, people go to church and get saved. I didn't go to church and get saved. It was the other way around. They came to me. Guys, I sit and I'm like, no one has ever loved me like that. I don't tell people, but while you go to church and hear of Jesus and you get saved, they came to me. They introduced themselves to me. They recruited me personally. You understand? So for me, guys, they proved the word to me, giving me the proof of the authenticity of the word. You understand? So for the love, even though I was still in churches telling me, don't do this, don't do this, don't do this. When you are a kid and a parent is busy reprimanding you, you get so angry. But when you old, you like, now I understand. Guys, now I actually appreciate Daddy. And I tell him, Daddy, now the love is stronger, because I now understand why you were rebuking me. You were removing me from this person, from this and that, from churches, from people. I understand why you stopped me from loving money, from loving things, from sexual immorality, all these things. I now understand. I was angry because people are living like that in churches, yet he kept dealing with me. You understand, guys? The love. Guys. And when he tells me, I love you so much, my baby. I love you so much. You are very important to me. I want you to come to the kingdom. I sit and I'm like, Daddy, no one has ever loved me the way you do. So when I live here, guys, I want to make it to that kingdom. So Jesus is telling this lady at the well, he says, he's looking for worshippers who will worship him in spirit and in truth, meaning he wants back his kids who are spiritually alive and who, when they worship him, they will be worshiping someone they feel for, not just an object. Guys, please. If you don't understand my preachings, after even explaining to you why I preach like this, then there's something wrong with you. You need to be checked thoroughly. You know what I mean? So, guys, Daddy is looking for people who will worship him in spirit and in truth, because you need to desire to be with him. You need to desire to live with Jesus in the forever, in the next life. Here, you just obeying his commands and doing his will. Until next.